How's you going? Mike here. Welcome back to Grampie's Workshop. Come on in, grab yourself a seat. Today I'm going to do a review. I have a little product here that I bought. I bought it last fall, and the reason I bought this little product is to help us around the yard when it comes time to clean up windfall, branches, trimming trees and things like that. It's mainly for Nanny's use because Nanny looks after burning up all the windfall. She's great. She goes around the yard and she gathers all this up, and then we have outside fires, and I like the outside fires. So anyways, I got this little thing mainly for Nanny's use, but I think it's going to be a handy tool. Come on over and have a look at it. So this is what I ended up getting. It's light. Let's see what it is. This exciting. It's a handheld chainsaw. I've been looking at these for a while, and what we end up with around here, of course, is a lot of windfall because we're right here in the trees, in the woods. A lot of windfall, a lot of branches, and Nanny is so good at going around collecting all those branches and burning them in the fire, but she has a hard time. Some of the branches are quite big, and with the loppers that we have, it's getting harder for her to cut them off, and me too. I'm not just saying about her, but it's getting harder to cut those off. So we saw this one time on Facebook, on Amazon, and I thought I'm going to go for it just to see. It wasn't that expensive, and I'll get a link and put the link down below if I remember. We bought it way last fall. I'm just getting around to doing the review on it now because we never used it yet. Just opened it up. So anyways, there you go. Nice red color. Pretty, eh? And it's light. That's what I like about it. Now what comes with it? A pair of high quality work gloves. Look at that, boys. It comes with 2 batteries, and it's a 21 volt battery operated trimming saw, lopping saw, whatever you want to call it. The batteries are, well, you know what? I'm not saying this is the best kind of trimming saw or lopping saw you can get out there, battery operated one, because this one is pretty cheap, but I just wanted to try it just to see how it worked out. And when I look at the batteries, when I check them over, there's not even any information on them. It says they're 21 volt lithium ion, and it says 5 PC. I don't know what that means. 5 pieces? I don't think so, unless there's 5 cells in it maybe. But it doesn't even say how many amp hours they are. But I'm guessing a battery this size is probably 1.5 amp hours, maybe. But anyway, it comes with 2 batteries. It comes with a battery charger, and the battery charger says it's good for 21 volts at 0.8 of an amp. But anyway, that battery charger just plugs in the top of the batteries like that. So it's nice that it comes with 2 batteries, because I expect these batteries won't last all that long because of the size of them. So while you're using one, the other one can be recharging. What else it come with? It has a spare chain. So let's just examine this chain a little bit. Isn't that a beast? Yeah, quite the chain, all right. That chain, I don't know, there was not even a manual came with it, but I'm guessing that chain, I don't know, it's pretty small. I don't know if you could even buy these chains. I suppose you could buy them somewhere, right? You must. They bought them, so you must be able to buy them. But it comes with a chain. It comes with one of these handy dandy screwdrivers, the double wanded ones. So there's a Phillips on one end, a blade on the other. And if I look at this, yes, there is a chain adjustment right here, and it's a Phillips screwdriver. So you use the Phillips screwdriver to adjust the tension on the chain. So it comes with a screwdriver. It also comes with a nut driving socket that fits that nut right there. So that's pretty nice. So everything you need to operate this saw comes in the case. Let me see. I never charged the batteries or anything. I just opened it up this morning. Hey, and it runs. There's a safety button here on the side. There's only one on one side, none on the other, so you can push that in with your thumb. Or if you're running it left-handed, you push it in with the fat of your finger and cut with it. I notice it has a chain guard here that folds up out of the way as you're cutting. Anyway, that's it. 2 batteries, an extra chain, a couple of tools, and the battery charger. For what we're going to use it here around the camp, I wanted to, like I say, just start off with a cheap one. Like certainly it's an intro level trimming saw. I've seen them on Amazon, like from Steel and you know, reputable dealers like that. So I expect that the technology is valid, but we're just going to see how this works out. So I'm going to do a little bit more checking on some of this, see if I can get some specs on it. Go back on Amazon and get the information, and I'm going to set up and try and cut a little piece of wood here for you in a minute. Sticker time again. You know I love sticker time at Grampie's workshop. And my garage door here is getting pretty full. I really like that. Anyways, I went to the post office this week and I got a letter from my good old buddy Gator. Gator at Gator's World. Look at that. If you haven't watched Gator's channel yet, I suggest you get over there right away and watch it, because man oh man, he's got a good channel. Gator knows a lot. He's been an electrician all his life and he knows tons and tons about electrical installations, wiring, you know, motors, battery operated tools, and also he sneaks in a few stories every now and then too, and his stories are some good, worthwhile listening to. So if you get a chance, get over to Gator's World and check him out. He's got a really nice channel. He sent me a note too, so I'd like to read you the note. Hello Mike, I don't write much, but here we go. I enjoy your channel and I try not to miss any of your videos. You mentioned stickers, so I thought I'd send you a few. Your buddy Gator. Thanks Gator. And then he says, P.S. I sent you a few extra stickers. Maybe you could put one on your toolbox. That boy Gator. So Gator, we're going to put you right up here on the board, and good old Gator, he's a man after my own heart. He's got stickers that it's easy to peel the back off of. Check out Gator's World on YouTube. If I were you, I'd do just that. Okay, I was just on the computer, got some information. The manufacturer of this, there's no identification on the saw anywhere that I can see of who the maker is, or what the current is, what the voltage rating is, or anything. But on the Amazon page it says the saw is made by MK Sense, MKSENSE, and the saw was $98. One other thing I noticed is when you use it, when you turn it on, this little light lights up. That'll be some handy if you're cutting wood, I guess, when it's dark. But anyway, there it is. The bar, it's a 4-inch bar. It says that it weighs 0.8 of a kilo, but I actually went and weighed this. It weighs 2 pounds 7 ounces together, or just slightly over 1 kilo, 1.113 kilos I think. So anyway, what I'm trying to say there, it's not heavy, it's light. So I've got set up here with a piece of wood. I'm going to try and cut it, just see how we make out. That end is, well, 2 3/4 that way, 4 that way. So anyway, let's see how we make out here. Alright, my thoughts on cutting that. Cuts nice and straight, but cutting a big stick like this, it's not ideal. The chain hardly cuts wide enough to clear the bar, and it's a non-oiled chain as well, so the chain will warm up. Doesn't feel warm yet, but it will warm up and probably swell and plug that off. So for cutting wood this size, I don't think this is the tool you need. I'm going to get a scrap piece of dress lumber and just see what I can do with that. Alright, this piece is 2 by 1. So let's have a look at this. it cut through that piece pretty good. I tell you what, when I'm using it, I have the tendency to want to push down on it, and I don't think that's a good idea. Now, one other test I want to do. I have a piece of 2x4 here, so I'm going to try and cut the edge off this 2x4 and see how straight I can make it. The battery just died in this, but bear in mind that I never put a full charge in these batteries yet. Alright, so I think my overall opinion of this saw is for the amount of money we paid for it, I think it's going to be ideal for what we want it for, just for pruning, you know, limbing, cutting off some dead branches, cutting up windfall so that we can burn it in the fire. I think it's going to be ideal for that. I think if you try to cut anything bigger than, say, 2 inches in diameter, you're pushing the limits of this saw. And you saw when I was cutting these pieces of wood here, I had a tendency to I wanted to push down on the top of the saw to make it cut better, because I had a hard time trying to get enough pressure on it to make it dig in. So you don't want to do that. If you're cutting something big and you have to force it, you know, you're going to end up in trouble. And even though this is just a little battery operated saw, that's a chain on there, and it's sharp, and it's designed to cut, and it doesn't know the difference between a branch and a finger. I betcha. Anyways, it is an entry-level saw. There's certainly ones on the market that are more expensive. But I'm thinking, after I saw the way this behaved, that, you know, getting a more expensive saw would probably be worth it, because I think it's going to be handy. Well, to sum up about this saw, I think it's going to be alright. It's a nice weight, it's easy to handle, easy to hold on to, it's easy to start and stop. It's got this nice guard on the top here, and folds up out of the way. I think it's going to be good for what we're using it for, or what we hope to use it for, and that's to cut up, you know, windfall, branches, twigs, do some pruning on trees, you know, on materials that are probably 2 inches or less in diameter. If anything bigger, I think you're going to be forcing the saw. If you force the saw, you're liable to damage the saw, or even worse, damage yourself. And we don't want that to happen. But anyway, I hope you like this little saw that I bought here. And I hope you liked the video too, and if you did, don't forget, thumbs up me, leave me some comments too, and if you're new to the channel, thanks very much for tuning in. I hope everybody, if you're not subscribed, think about clicking that subscribe button, and you can share the video too with all your buddies. I wouldn't mind that at all. In the meantime, folks, stay safe. You know, winter's almost over. We're on the back side of it now, so start smiling. Won't be long before we tap the trees. Take care, folks. We'll talk to you.